Hey everyone, in this video I will talk about how to play the second octave, note 5 and 6. So for note 5, you have two options. The first option, you can close all 6 holes. The second option, you leave the first hole open, which is the index finger of your left hand. And for note 6, the fingering is exactly the same way as your first octave fingering, where you lift the ring finger of your right hand. So let's talk a little bit more about the fingering for note 5. Personally, I use this fingering exclusively, mainly because when I try to use this the second finger word with the index finger lifted up, the sound coming out doesn't sound right to my ear. It might be dependent on your flute also, but for my flute, the note sound that sounds correct to me is using this fingering right here. So just practice different fingering for you and test it for yourself, like which fingering works best for you. Now let me demonstrate going from note 5 to note 5 from the first octave to the second octave, and the same with note 6. And now I'm going to demonstrate the one where you lift your index finger open. So as you can see, when you lift your index finger for the hole, the sound is a little bit metallic for some reason to my ear. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about how to actually play it properly. So for the longest time, I could not play these high notes consistently, mainly because my embouchure was incorrect. What I mean by that is that for my lip placement, so this is the blowing hole right here. My lip is supposed to be right in the center, but for some reason when I place it, my feeling was that this way is the more correct way, so it's a little slightly shifted to not in the center. So when I direct my air, it does not go directly into the center hole and bounce it off. It actually goes slightly crooked. So when it comes in like that, I think it bounced it off some ways. That's why in some notes, I'm actually unable to produce the note. And that was an issue I was only able to correct once I see myself in the mirror. Because when I see myself, I know exactly where my airflow direction is going to. Without seeing myself in the mirror, if I just go by feel, sometimes it's a little bit crooked. And then the main thing that you want to be able to play with the second octave is that your embouchure. That's the most important thing. The embouchure is basically the way you apply your mouth to the blowing hole or to a mouthpiece of any wind instrument. So when you place your lips on the blowing hole, make sure that it's even and correct, because you can get away with it doing the first octave. With the first octave, the airflow have a lot more freedom, but when you start going to the second octave, your direction and your angle have to be there, less error margin, so you have to be more conscious and actually to find out which angle works best for you. So now for my I will show you how I go the airflow of my lips going from the first octave to the second octave. So this is the first octave. You know, it's like almost like an oval shape, very thin oval shape. Now I'm going to go from the first to the second octave. So you notice the opening is a lot smaller and my airstream is more directed, and that's how you're able to get play high notes. Like, to be honest with you, the speed of the air, it matters, but not as much as your embouchure, because the speed, like with practice, all of us should be able to play with the correct amount of airspeed, but mostly just the embouchure that determines how your note gonna come out. And with the fingering is simple enough. Once you learn how to play the fingering, either this, or this, or this, then you should be able to play them. But the only thing that separate like how the sound changes from one octave to the next is your embouchure. Practice on that, and you should be able to play your second octave. Alright, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.